Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Mariana's Coffee.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The former governor's legal battles continue today and will continue for some time. Also tonight, a possible increase on the child tax credit. And more on the cinemized tourism industry. In sports, tennis players out in Australia representing the Marianas. Stay with us, these stories and more are up next.
Mickey D's McCrispy. Formerly known as the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, now has some respect on his name. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Real talk. The Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich should have been named Spicy McCrispy from jump. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Another rescheduled court hearing for former Governor Ralph Torres. The former governor appeared in court this morning for an arraignment following contempt charges for failure to comply with a legislative subpoena that required him to appear before lawmakers during an impeachment investigation. However, Judge Pro Tem Arthur Barcenas did not proceed with the hearing after Torres' legal team raised several objections. Barcenas granted the defense request for a probable cause hearing and rescheduled the hearing to around February 25. This is the second delay in the former governor's arraignment for the contempt case. As for the criminal case against Torres, which alleges 12 counts of misconduct in public office and 1 count of theft, there is still no trial date at this time. U.S. Delegate Gregorio Kilili Sablan announces a measure that would make more families in the Marianas eligible for the maximum child tax credit this coming tax season. In a weekly newsletter, Sablan says the United States Congress is expected to act on the bill this month. The legislation would increase the maximum amount from $1,600 to $1,800 per child when parents file their 2023 income tax. If passed, it will also increase in the next 2 years to $1,900 per child for 2024 and $2,000 per child for 2025. The CNMI Division of Revenue and Taxation has yet to release the 2023 1040 tax filing form.
Tourists from Japan who once arrived by the tens of thousands each month now come in just a trickle, just a few hundred each month. One of the major goals of the Marianas Visitors Authority is to rebuild tourism from Japan.
It's just been very challenging coming out of COVID. Limited resources, and with the pillar, what was once the largest market being Japan, it's a very weak market today, due to many factors, beyond our control, really. The Japanese are not traveling outbound to the historic, what has traditionally been popular markets, Saipan, Guam, Palau, Saipan, Guam, and Hawaii. They're not traveling outbound as much as they used to pre-COVID. They're coming slowly but surely. But we kind of need to see. We would like to see better numbers, but it's just not there. And the strength of the dollar versus the yen doesn't make it easier for us as well. It's very expensive for them to visit U.S. dollar-based destinations like the Marianas. So it's a lot of challenges for that market.
You're going to go, I know, late last year we talked a little bit about the schedule and how when they published the new schedule, we were going to push for different times. What's the status of that?
That's still an ongoing discussion. United Airlines has not made a decision yet on whether or not the aircraft the schedule of the flight can be adjusted. We definitely know from past experience and from just industry knowledge that daytime flights always work better for the beach markets, for the resort markets like Saipan. Daytime flights out of Japan to the islands are always more sellable. In my prior experience in the airline industry, we were able to charge a premium on these daytime flights because they're just easier to sell and they're prime time schedules. So if we could get that out of Narita by United, that's going to really help. I think really sort of transform the market for us in a short period of time. So we're hopeful, and we do continue to communicate with United regularly, and I do plan to meet them. Open discussion is always good for us here in the travel industry, and so we're waiting on them to let us know if this is possible. We'll work with whatever schedule is available. Because
since we're subsidizing that flight, do we have some leverage?
Somewhat. I mean, I think they are considerate of our requests and our needs, but at the end of the day, I think aircraft availability and crew availability is what's going to sort of determine whether or not this flight is possible. And then we'd also have limiting factors here in Saipan. When they arrive in the evening here, CBP is closed. And so that also needs to be taken into account. CBP has indicated that they don't have funding for overtime pay. In the event that United does land here in the evenings, there's going to be no CBP staff to clear them. So that's going to be an issue. The MVA has offered support. And so, the discussion again is there, but it's really, there's so many different pieces of the puzzle that we kind of need to make sure that they all kind of fit before United makes the final decision and publishes a new schedule.
If there was a new schedule, what would the soonest that could be published?
Well, we're hoping that it can be published for the summer schedule, which begins end of March. But it's time is ticking, and so hopefully, and the schedule is already published for the end of March, but it's not impossible for the airline to change the schedule this far in advance. So we're hopeful that it can do it, and hopefully they can do it this month. So that sort of gives lead time for FITs and the travel agents that sell this flight in Japan to adjust their schedules. And we have these things. Japan loves paper and they love printing these things, and so this has a schedule that's current, right? And so if they're going to change it, they're going to need to get rid of everything and then republish. So not impossible, but there's some work behind the scenes that need to get done.
A public hearing on a number of tax bills is set for the island of Rota for February 5, 2024. Residents will be able to express support or opposition to bills that propose a tax increase on betel nut, soft drinks and alcoholic beverages, construction activities, and more. The public hearing will be at the Rota Central Justicia in Sinapalo 1 at 4 p.m. before the Senate Standing Committee on Fiscal Affairs, who will also hold the same hearings on Tinian and Saipan. There is currently no set date yet for the two islands. Members of the general public are encouraged to submit written testimonies for the committee's official record. The CNMI community should expect a number of public hearings in the coming days about these tax bills and suspending net energy metering. Continue to follow KSPN for the details. The CNMI Board of Education members elects its new set of officers. Retired Sergeant Major and Vietnam War veteran Herman Manglonia Atalig was unanimously elected as the BOE chairman. Atalig is Rota's elected member. In a statement to the press, Atalig states, quote, "I am overwhelmed with my colleagues entrusting me with this great responsibility. I feel that with all your support, we will continue to be united, to come together. And I strongly feel that if we continue to do that, we could move mountains," unquote. Board member Maisie Tenorio was also unanimously elected to serve as the vice chair, while Gregory Borja will serve as secretary and treasurer. The two other board members are Andrew Orsini and Antonio Borja.
Zoom Zoom! 'Tis the season for speed, and Docomo Pacific is putting prepaid customers in the fast lane. Starting November 3rd, 2023 to January 31st, 2024, every $5 prepaid card purchase from a participating store gives Docomo Pacific customers a chance to win a brand new Mazda 3. So load up at participating stores and drop off your entry to any Docomo Pacific retail store. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply. Visit DocomoPacific.com for details.
Get your goods here with care and attention with Micronesia Air Cargo Services. MAX is all about connections. Daily flights to and from Guam, 4 times a week to Rota, and bi-weekly flights to Tinian. We are connecting the Marianas. Perishable goods, Home Depot furniture and appliances, even live animals, operating since 2013. Check out our Thursday special to Rota from Guam and Saipan. Call Max at 670-288-6227. If it fits, we'll take it.
One of the best addresses in Saipan has office space available now, right in the heart of things. The Marianas Business Plaza offers reasonable rates and can help build to suit your needs. You'll love the central location, just 15 minutes from the airport and 10 minutes from Garapan. Ample and covered parking keeps your vehicle close and protected. 2 restaurants for easy access, lunch, dinner and business meetings. Building security and 24-hour access to your office. Backup generators, so you can run your business in all weather. And 3 elevators mean easy and convenient access. It's the address in Saipan, the Marianas Business Plaza.
Football in America is the king of sports, a game of speed and strategy, finesse and force. From high school to pro, fierce rivalries grow. Fans add fanaticism to a majestic gridiron show. At the westernmost reaches of America's dream lay 2 islands, each with their own football team. 7 times Saipan and Guam vied on the field. 7 times Guam's superiority was revealed. The Marianas Bowl overflowed with wins by Guam, who won every which way, including the bomb. One game was 80-0, sorry to say it was. 6-7-0 could not win. Why? Just because. The day, May 26th, the year 2018, the sunburned airport field mean. The heat index hit 109, highest of the year. Fans didn't care, they came out to cheer. Guam took the opening kickoff and fumbled. The Sharks' defense held as the visitors stumbled. Saipan's first drive looked promising. Narita to Jones as they advanced the pigskin between the cones. The players clashed, bodies smashed, and heads bashed. Unfortunately for the Sharks, their first drive crashed. Guam's offense wanted to go long. Too bad for them. They threw the ball to Taipingfong. The first quarter ended in a tie with no score. The squad sweat buckets but wanted more. The second period started out quite well for the winless team, that we could tell. Video was a big hit for the Sharks offense. The passing attack was making sense. So did handing off to Toilolo down the field. Go, go, go.
Still pulling his way through Aaron. Still digging it. He's still on his fast.
Sharks break the goose egg on the board on a pass to Jones. That's how he scored. Not done on 3rd and 41. Hartzell came up huge. We weren't done.
Oh, number 24 still on his feet and breaking home for the Sharks.
Before the halftime clock could expire, the Sharks scored again. We were on fire. Taipat's conversion made it 20-zip. First time Guam was having a bad trip. Third quarter, the game saw a vicious ball carrier, 63 yards, knocking down every barrier.
Taking it off the sideline. Touchdown, Sharks!
Guam responded with their deepest drive. Alvarez led the visitors inside the 5. With the shutout threatened, the D stood tall. Grow, Standish, and all made a formidable wall. Guam never did score that fateful day. This time the CMI boys had come to play. The losing streak finally came to an end. Celebration lasted all Memorial Day weekend. The beautiful Marianas Bowl stayed on Saipan. For the Sharks, that was always their game plan. The final tally was 26-0. That victory for this team was really something. Yes, this was their whole season too, you know. Yay, CNMI! We won 1 in a row. Oh yeah.
Once again, setting up his CNMI offense.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month, plus a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537. Premium office space available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Upgrade your work-life balance and enjoy a distinctive blend of location and nature with open spaces and ocean views. It's the perfect place for creative professionals who want real results. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
Buenas sports fans.
We are at the Australian Open. They are the ones who have had the benefit of some taxpayer funds, as indeed we should point out a lot of businesses did during the course of COVID. Also with me this afternoon is Prue Bentley. You know her well because she is the presenter of ABC Radio Drive across the regions. Prue, hello.
Hello, Ali. Yes.
Where are you?
I'm outside Rod Laver Arena. I am thankfully standing in a little bit of shade because I mentioned earlier it's a bit hot out here. One thing you said to me earlier today was this is such a big international event, and I just so happen to have two people here with me from a place you would not first identify with tennis, but I think you are going to have to keep an eye on this little place. With me is Jeff Race. He is the tennis coach and president of the Northern Mariana Islands Tennis Association. Jeff, you're here with a group of young tennis hopefuls from across the Pacific. What have you been doing while you're here?
Prue, we came down to Australia to play in grass court tournaments in Albury and Wodonga.
And what was that like?
Well, it was a really unique experience for the kids because these kids from the islands, most of them have never played on a grass court before, and it's quite different, so it took them a few days to get used to it, but they really enjoyed it. And now we've got my friend Lahun Lam, my young student here, who's getting ready to play in the Australian Open Elite 14s.
We're going to talk to Lahun in just a moment, but where are some of the kids that you've brought with you from?
So we have kids from Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, American Samoa, Fiji, PNG, Guam, and Northern Mariana Islands.
So is tennis a big sport where you're from?
It's the most successful sport in our island, except, in fact, right now here on the grounds at the AO, there are two players playing that have been beaten by our players from the Northern Mariana Islands in the last year or two. Alexander Vukic was beat by Colin Sinclair, and Diana Schneider was beaten about 9 months ago by Carol Lee, who plays at Georgia Tech.
I understand you're a bit of a father of tennis in the Northern Mariana Islands. Tell me, how did you get it all started there?
I played college tennis, and then after that I moved out to the islands when I was about 27 years old, and a couple of years after that I started a tennis academy, and it's taken a long time to develop a tennis culture there, but we have quite strong young tennis players from there now.
And I will mention the Northern Mariana Islands are in the Pacific, sort of north of Guam, I'm thinking. Is that right?
We're 200 kilometers north of Guam, and we are territory of the United States.
So, as you mentioned, you're here with a lot of future stars, and one of them is with us now. Lahun Lam, you're 14 years old, and you are the youngest player to ever play at Wimbledon. Tell us about that.
Yes, it was a pleasure to play in Wimbledon, and it was a very good experience for me. I think, it was very good. And it was just fun to play on grass for the first time, and experience, and the Wimbledon was good.
I understand that you want to go pro, so you have dedicated really your young life to tennis. Do you get to do normal things that other kids get to do? You know, hang out, go to school, all that stuff?
No, not really. I do online school. They give you like subjects to do for a day, and I just need to finish it in a day, so it's very flexible, yes.
So you're going to be playing here at the Australian Open. What are your ambitions, Lahun?
Of course, I came here to get experience and to win matches, and I'll just try my best to win.
Do you have a signature move?
Whose?
Do you have a signature move?
My forehand.
Your forehand, very good. And if you could choose one player to be just like, who would it be?
Roger Federer.
Why is that?
I just love how he plays, and his one-handed backhand is very smooth, and he's just so relaxed all the time. He never gets too mad, and she just has a great forehand. Yeah.
Well, look, this is definitely a name to watch. Lahun Lam, who is from the Northern Mariana Islands. He is only just 14, and he, as I said, is the youngest person to play at Wimbledon. I think he has some great things ahead. Jeff, do you think we should keep our eye on him?
I think he'd be one to watch. This is an extremely competitive sport, and there are thousands and thousands of kids out here who would love to be playing here at the Australian Open like Lahun. He's got a great opportunity, and he's going to try and make the most of it.
Thank you both for chatting with me, and have a great rest of the Open, and good luck, Lahun. And Ali, so there are lots of people here. There are people from all around the world, but I never would have expected to meet somebody from the Northern Mariana Islands.
There you go. It shows just how far and wide the spread of the Australian Open is, and probably even more so, Prue, the spread of tennis.
Indeed. It's a much-loved sport.
We will come and find you a little bit later in the show. Prue there, you know her well. Normally she is on your radio doing Drive, and she is today, but not from the regions, down here with us at the Australian Open.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass, and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
And for the KSPN weather report, tonight mostly cloudy with isolated showers, northeast winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, highs 86 and a 20% chance of showers. Tomorrow, you can expect partly sunny with isolated showers. Northeast winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, highs 86 and again a 20% chance of showers. High risk of rip current remains in effect until tonight along the east-facing reefs. Fresh to strong winds near gale force gusts will continue through Sunday night. Combined seas of 9 to 12 feet today will gradually diminish, sinking below hazardous levels this evening. Winds will be slightly decreasing over the next few days as strong high pressure to our north drifts eastward. The next high tide will be tomorrow at 7:51 a.m., while the low tide is expected later tonight at 12:08 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:47 a.m. and the sunset at 6:10 p.m.